Hey guys and ladies, this video is going to show you how to create the loom for your pocket weaving. Typically, the cardboard that you would be weaving on is going to be larger than the one I'm going to just do my simple instructions on. Lost a bunch of videos yesterday due to no sound, so I'm having to re-record them. So I'm going to shrink my work down just a bit so that I can actually make it through all the re-recordings today. So typically, your cardboard is going to be a lot more rectangular, probably something more like, that in size, with much longer sides than it is across. But for this video purpose, it's going to be a little smaller. So you need cardboard. You need the kind of cardboard that like cereal comes in, that thin cardboard that's kind of flexible, but it's kind of strong at the same time. Boxes that like a 12-pack of soda comes in, or other types of beverages come in, work really well too, especially if you're working on those at home. The kind of boxes that you don't want to use are like the brown corrugated cardboard type boxes, like Amazon boxes or things like that. That's going to be too thick. The cardboard will be too thick. So yeah, you just want some kind of cardboard like this. I wish I was getting sponsorship, but I'm not. I'm just an art teacher showing you how to do this. So there we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take we need to draw some lines, and we're going to have to do a little bit of measuring. So, the number of marks between my 0 and 1, there are 16 marks there, dividing that inch into 16 parts. So, half of those marks would be a ½ an inch, or 8 marks, and then another half of that would be, 4, and that's going to be our 1/4 of an inch. But for right now, what we need is that ½ inch mark. So I'm going to line up my ruler on the edge here, and I'm going to find where the ½ inch mark is, and I'm going to draw a little line. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. I'm going to lay it beside it because it's just easier. I hope you can see. And I'm going to draw that line there. So once I have those two marks, I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to connect those two lines. You really want to use your ruler for this. You don't want to like eyeball it or freehand it. You want these lines nice and straight because they're going to be your stopping point for making some cuts later, and you want that line to be consistent all the way across. So I'm going to spin this around. I'm going to do the same thing on this end. So I'm going to measure down, and I'm going to find that ½ inch mark, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'll leave it on there so you guys, well, I can't. There we go. And then just like I did on this end, I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to connect those two marks and draw a nice straight line. So, ½ an inch, just to remind you, if you count over 8 marks, that will be half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's my ½ inch mark right there. Okay? So now that I have those two lines drawn, now I need to make draw some other lines that I'll have to cut that will hold the warp strings. And we'll get there in the next video. But for this one, what I need to do is I'm going to line my ruler up. Now, I'm not going to use the edge of the ruler. I'm going to use that first line, okay? That way I get an accurate measurement. So these lines that I draw up from that first pencil line are going to be what we refer to as the teeth on the loom. And I'm just going to count over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a 1/4 of an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 1/4 of an inch, or 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So I'm just going to continue to do that on those 1/4 of an inch marks all the way across. And you probably already guessed, we're going to turn that around and we're going to do the same thing on this end. Okay. So I'm going to find where that 1/4 of an inch is. Count 4 marks over, 4 marks over, 4 marks over, and that is my 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So that is a mini micro version of a cardboard loom for the pouch weavings that we're going to work on. The next step to get this loom ready is that we need to cut those lines that we just made. It's really important that when you cut these that you stop on that horizontal line right there. So the line across the cardboard, you're going to cut up to that line and then stop. You really want to like try to keep it really close to that line, because if you cut too far in or you don't cut far enough, when you warp the loom and get really close to being finished with your weaving, those uneven cuts are going to give you problems later on. So the closer you can keep it to that horizontal line, the better off you're going to be. And what I do sometimes is I'll just lay my scissors right there where those two lines meet, and then that's where I make my cut. I just kind of snip them. That way I know I'm going right to that line. I'm not going past it, and I'm not stopping short on it either. So a little more. There we go. Just going to lay my scissors there, bring the scissors up to it. You're going to make those cuts all the way around. So there we go. Now all these little teeth are cut, okay, on both ends. And that's kind of what the back looks like. That's what the front looks like. And that is how, excuse me, you make the loom for your pocket weavings. So can't wait to see what you've got working on. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.